necessarily because I'm a collector. I started working here just because I've been working within the gaming community for, I think I'm on 7 or 8 years now. Worked at another shop prior to this, was really into playing board games and card games before I started working here, so I can now continue to enjoy doing the stuff I love while also working at a place I love.
To like talk about new games and compare collections and like go on Reddit and look at like pictures of other people's collections.
I guess I haven't really thought about it.
I feel more connected to the community that I used to be in with it, without like the Funko Pop collecting that I used to do. It was really nice to have like people that you talked to and that you like grew friendships and you like knew what someone was looking out for, so you'd like look out for them, be like, oh my gosh, I found this for you.
I mean, it's just that I love going out and searching. That's a great way to spend a day, but when you're searching and you find something that you've either been looking for or just for a surprise, it's just a great like feeling when you have that come across your view.
Very excited. It's like a good dopamine hit. So just like, ooh, I really wanted to add this thing in.
See, I know lore. See, I know the intricacies of lore. That's what that is. Yeah, this is the newer one you got right here, ain't it? See them cat-like reflexes? Well, I don't drop action figures, bro. Oh, shit. Oh, shit, damn. Oh. Damn, my fault, man.
Okay, say something.
Yo, what up? And I'm the CEO of 3 Busted Dorks. Me and my boy Typical Tyler. 3 Busted Dorks, so that's our YouTube channel. We review action figures. I had to put that out there. And Typical Tyler is my editor-in-chief. Yeah, I don't want to disturb nothing, though. I can see I got an utmost respect for people's collections. Even if it was even if it wasn't Star Wars or something I like, I just respect the collector. So I know how much effort they put into it, how much money they put into it, how they probably feel about it. Yeah, this is kind of incredible. Hulk. Who'd you say your favorite Marvel character was? This is my favorite character right here, the Hulk.
I'll go Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange or Captain America.
Palpatine on a crane or Doctor. Dude, why do you like all these old off-brand ass characters?
How is Doctor Strange off-brand?
I mean, dude, I bet you it's a lot of people that don't even think about Doctor Strange when in the Marvel universe. He's not like an intricate part, was he?
He's all about the Infinity War and Endgame.
Yeah, he was. I got it. Yeah, he was. But that's because they made him, though. He was a DEI hire. I collect a lot of your stuff. I collect action figures mostly. I collect hat caps. I collect shoes. But the shoes and caps is really more incidental. Like when I'm buying Star Wars stuff or action figures. Oh, I collect Transformers, G.I. Joe. Or basically, like if I like a series, I look into the figures like Walking Dead. But the majority is Star Wars action figures.
I started collecting stuff when I was really little. Was always fascinated with rocks and minerals as a kid. So I did take geology classes to learn more about them.
Boy, so I'd say the Evangelion figures, I got a couple in college, so about like 6 or 7 years ago at this point, comics, and the Magic cards more recently within the last, I'd say, year or two. Just been trying to get out more and support the local comic stores and card shops.
Do you regret it?
Sometimes I look at it and regret it, but not really.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. You look at it only because it's a little shame, because you be thinking like what you could have did with that money, but
Yeah.
what would you have did with it? Shit.
Probably go on more vacations, get a house.
Oh, okay, well. That makes sense. Shit, you get broke. It costs a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's not as time consuming as it used to be, because now you got the luxury of the internet, online shopping. But it could take a financial toll on you. That's why I tend to stick to try to stick to one thing, like Star Wars.
For a while, I was very obsessed with collecting. I've kind of dialed it back just because space-wise, there isn't a lot of room for collecting more stuff. However, I've managed to still allow myself to collect stuff without it getting too out of hand.
Definitely, yeah. There's just a lack of storage, and I think especially with like board games versus maybe other like trading card games and stuff like that, storage is always an issue.
action figures, ships. Somebody gave me this, but I kept it anyway.
It's very expensive. Grading Pokemon cards, depending on where you send it, takes probably $15 per card, and it's a big hassle to kind of put it together in a way that the card isn't damaged when you ship it in.
Monetary cost for sure. You know, and sometimes it can just be hard. You know, we're blessed being in the cities that there's so many places around here we can go. But if you live somewhere a little bit more rural and you're having to go like online, I think it takes away a lot of that. You know, there's something about going into a store, talking to someone about, you know, what you're collecting versus.
Oh, yeah. I told you I had something for you. This is for you, Tip.
What is that?
This is the Kit Fisto Force Effects lightsaber. I mean, that's for you, man. For a year of service. For 3 busted doors. It's all yours, bro. Yeah.
Now I gotta add this to my collection.
Just case in point. That's how I met my boy Tyler. I seen him at work one day, and I mean, I'm sure I would have spoke to him, because I speak to everybody. But I seen him with that Empire Strikes Back T-shirt on, and I think we spent that. If we worked for 8 hours, we probably spent 2 hours and 2.5 hours talking about Star Wars.
It definitely helps you connect with people. So many different groups of people from varying communities because of the collecting that I've done.
I would say that I have like friend groups. Yeah, I mean, I think like some coworkers, for example, like I feel like we've been able to play board games together, which is like a good way to do something. There's like rail guards, I guess, for your interactions.
Oh my God, yeah. You know, just coming in here is a great way to, you know, connect with people in the area, just connect with people who are, you know, familiar with my hobby.
Yeah, you see how I am now? I like this type of stuff. That's why you see this smile on my face like that. Yeah, and like I said, even when I was around my friends back in the days, I mean, I would never lie and say, oh, I don't like that stuff. Because they always knew I liked it. But it wouldn't be something that I'd talk to them about. You know what I mean? But if they was gonna diss, back then, if they was gonna diss me on something like that, they'll diss me a whole different way. Because they wouldn't even be thinking about Star Wars. They'll probably diss me in a whole different way. That's another thing. I'm glad you brought that up. In our community, a lot of times, we expect it to grow up fast. And I think, you know what I mean? Like, I'll give you an example, like living in Watts. You know, when you was 11, 12, you was expected to stop liking, I mean, you could like it, but you had to focus on surviving at that point. You had to learn where you was from, you had to learn where you could and could not go. You ain't had time to be a kid. You know what I'm saying? You had to, you know, I mean, if you was a kid like me, you better put it in, you better compartmentalize it. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna live, unfortunately. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times in our community, the black community, we call people nerds, and pretty much we deify the wrong shit. And I don't see nothing wrong. Me personally, I never cared about. Me personally, I never diss nobody that collects stuff, because I was one. Really, it sent me through like a mental journey. Like, damn, that's really what I was feeling. Because a lot of times, you know, shit, I'm not really around people. Well, a few people, but most people, like my immediate friends besides Bunky, I can't really express stuff like that because they might take it as a sign of weakness. But when you see me collecting stuff and you see me happy with stuff that I get and be just like happy to go to them Comic-Cons, that's really the real me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm probably gonna do that till I die. I can see myself 60 years old, still going. That's probably, if I'm retired and stuff, I'd hop on a plane and go to Japan or Star Wars celebration and stuff like that. I can see myself doing stuff. I'm probably gonna quit collecting after a while, because I got enough stuff. But then I'm really being dishonest, because if I see something I really like, shit, you know, I think once you're a collector, you're always a collector. That's my drug of choice.
Yeah.
Yeah, for the most part.
I have no shame.
I would say so. I think being more selective makes it a collection that I'm more justified in keeping and showing off?
I think there was, at least for me, an aspect of I really like this and I want to keep it around me because it brings me joy. I think a lot of people within collecting communities collect because of that reason.
But I can tell you, when I was younger, when I was a kid, I wanted the AT-AT. For those that don't know, that's you could call it the AT-AT or the all-terrain assault transport. No, armored transport, sorry. And you know, back then wasn't no internet or nothing. And just think about it. My mother had to find that thing. She told me she couldn't find it. But when I came home from school, I seen it on the table. Man, I just dropped my book. I literally passed out. I'll never forget that. I just passed out. And then, on top of that, I was real happy because I was living in LA at the time. I remember getting on the plane and it almost had to have its own seat. Because you got to think, I was finna go, it was snowing, and I'm finna go to Chicago. I can reenact the Battle of Hall. So that was a pretty awesome moment in my life. But just going to stuff like that makes me happy though.